Hey, ladies and gents, thanks for clicking on this video I'm shooting right now. I just literally finished watching the first season of Peacemaker, and I waited until the whole show was out before I started watching it. I want to say it was a choice. It just kind of happened. I wanted to watch Peacemaker. I just never took the time to click on it. And with the eighth and final episode airing last week on the 17th, according to IMDb anyways, I decided I'd check it out. So I started watching it last night because I wasn't doing a whole lot last night, and I'm like, I can binge a show. Got 6 episodes done last night. And I finished the last 2 today, before and after my day at work, respectively. So yeah, it's a good show. I liked it. I liked James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. It made my top 10 movies from last year, so I was excited. I was excited to see what else there was, and I figured, just because I had the same thought with The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson, I hated him as a wrestler. I'm a wrestling fan. Maybe I'll shoot more wrestling reviews this way, talking about pay-per-views and whatnot, though the next one is WrestleMania. I feel like there's going to, like, everyone and their mother are going to be shooting WrestleMania reactions. But anyways, I'm a wrestling fan, did not care for The Rock as a character, loved Dwayne Johnson as an actor, and I'm feeling the same thing. As much as those two are constantly compared to each other, both in wrestling and out of wrestling, I feel the same way about John Cena. I think I like him more as a actor than I do as a wrestler. It's a fun show. It's probably like the hardest R that DC has put out. Like the Suicide Squad's R, and it goes there. But this one does a lot of stuff that you don't expect in a typical superhero kind of movie or TV show. Just because Marvel is the king right now, and it's something Marvel wouldn't do. Like this is on par with like Deadpool as far as like where it's willing to go. And even that, like they still put limits on what Deadpool could do, and I feel like DC. I feel like DC is just way cooler with the way their characters are portrayed outside of Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. I think if you try to do anything, you pretty much have a pretty free hand with any other superhero, any other character in their books, because they're just a little more okay with it. They're a little more okay with, going a little different route and making them, less family friendly and more pure entertaining. But yeah, the show picks up right after the Suicide Squad. Peacemaker is recuperating from being shot and having a building land on him, which he survived in the movie the Suicide Squad. I gotta make sure I don't stick a "the" in there. Otherwise, I'm talking about the original, which is said that it actually is basically a sequel, but at the same time, they don't want it to be. That's weird. It's just weird. But anyways, he is... I love the fact that the first thing is, oh, you're free to go home and rest. He's like, wait, I should go back to prison, right? Like, I shouldn't go home. I'm supposed to be in prison, but they're not taking me back to prison, so I guess I'm going home. He goes home just to find out that he is to be part of a new group who are targeting butterflies. He has no idea what a butterfly is. Just that he needs to help this group formed of a couple of characters who appeared in Suicide Squad, working for Amanda Waller, and a couple of new characters. I am surprised they do a recap of Suicide Squad as like the previously on in the first episode, and they show someone getting arrested, and it's the person who knocks Amanda Waller out in Suicide Squad. And I expected, because that was part of the recap, that was going to be important somehow, because it's not one of the people who's working with Peacemaker, and it's never brought up. You just see that, this person's being arrested. It is kind of interesting, because they do try in the movie to give a little more time to a couple of the people who work for Amanda Waller, and this is why, because they're part of this TV show. Yeah, he's out there to catch butterflies, to stop the butterflies. Of course, this being a TV show, James Gunn was given way more time to explore things, to tell to tell a story, because this is a story that might have been able to have been told as a movie. You might have been able to cut it down to like 2 hours and really make it work. But because you have the span of 8 episodes, and it's what is it? It would be 3 hours, 6 hours. I think it's about 6 hours. Is how the show is the length of the show. It's about each episode's like 45 minutes ish. Some run longer, some run shorter. So 8 episodes. It's about 6 hours worth of Peacemaker. So when you have 6 hours versus 2 hours, you can tell a lot more story. You can tell a lot more character depth, and you can get to beats much quicker. Though I feel like these miniseries shows, I do enjoy a lot of them. There's a lot of them I enjoy. You can almost see the theatrical beat when they reach it, and what's just like filler. Like we have time, so we might as well tell a little more story. And I think that happens in Peacemaker too. I don't think it's exempt from it. I think it has it. I think, there are like some stuff that's really dragged out. It's not bad. None of it's bad, but it's dragged out. Like the end of the first episode, Peacemaker has sex with one of the butterflies. He doesn't know he's having sex with a butterfly, and the butterfly attacks him because the butterfly realizes that Peacemaker's going to kill them all. And so they have a fight scene. He defeats the butterfly, and like the first half of the next episode is just Peacemaker trying to escape the police, which partly makes sense because the police play a pivotal role in this show, but it's just drawn out. It's a very drawn out bit of him running from the cops in the second episode, and then just for it to really not have anything of substance in that episode. Like, you meet Vigilante, who is kind of a secondary character. He's a secondary hero, I guess. He is kind of like Peacemaker, only a little more psychotic. It's a very fun role. I love Vigilante's a lot of fun. He has a lot of great jokes, and he's just socially awkward. So like he wants to be Peacemaker's best friend. He really does, and he's just socially awkward because he doesn't know how to make Peacemaker his best friend. So it's a very amusing character, and it's a lot of fun watching him do his bit in the show. But yeah, you meet Vigilante, and you kind of get a feel for their relationship. And there's just a couple of other random beats in that second episode, but it really doesn't build the story. He finds an alien spaceship, which literally never gets seen again until the aliens arrive in their spaceships. You don't see him bring it to the other agents. It's just he creates the spaceship, and it's brought up that he found a spaceship, but you never see it again. So I think if you were watching this week by week, there would be a little disconnect when the aliens show up going, oh yeah, that's the spaceship! Because it's a week-to-week thing, and you're not, I binged it. So, he finds the spaceship, and, 3 hours later, the aliens were showing up. So, I got a little more than that. Some episodes, honestly, and this is something I feel like with a lot of shows. A lot of shows, especially when they're, an hour-long show, have false endings, where you're like, oh, this is clearly the ending of the episode, because this seems like an ending. This seems like an ending. And then that scene, and then it concludes, and it's not the ending. There's more. Something else happens. It's like, what the hell? There's a scene where the aliens show up in episode 5 or 6. I can't remember if it was Where I Stopped Last Night, or if it was the episode before. It's this great scene where the leader of the aliens is sitting down, and you see the ships fly in and land, and then they go and possess a police station. And it's set to a great song. It's a wonderful song. I'm like, oh, this is clearly the end of the episode. You got this big music moment. And then there was more. There was 10 minutes of the episode left. So it was a little weird. I feel like you could have cut right there. And as they were walking, now all of these possessed people are walking towards the camera doing weird smiles, you could have just cut to black and started the credits. But they decided not to. Most likely because I feel like, I don't know, because James Gunn is a filmmaker, it's very true that he wrote episodes, but I'm wondering if he also kind of did the Twin Peaks revival kind of thing where they just came up with the entire idea and then broke that into episodes after the fact. So, like, because the Twin Peaks revival, I saw it once. I've never sat down. Honestly, I haven't sat down and rewatched Twin Peaks since I watched the revival, because I think it killed my love of Twin Peaks just a little bit. I do have both. I have both on Blu-ray. I might have to rewatch Twin Peaks now. Why are you making me want to watch Twin Peaks? Because I haven't watched a really long time, and I just finished Peacemaker, so now I gotta watch something else. I could watch Twin Peaks. I'm also considering watching Oz, but I watch Oz a lot. There's a reason if you go way back to my top 10 favorite TV shows, although I missed Bob's Burgers, admittedly I missed Bob's Burgers, Oz is on that list, and it's pretty high on that list. I love watching me some Oz. I'm considering... I was almost going to start Oz last night. Like, I'm just going to start Oz. I'm going to rewatch Oz. I'm like, I can... Just to hell with it. I can watch the 8 episodes of Peacemaker. But anyways, my point, false endings, that, like, it's stuff he didn't want to put into the next episode. So it was a fine ending. I think it's the episode where Peacemaker ends up playing the piano, which I get why, because it plays so well into the opening of the episode after that. And it makes sense. It's just, it was a great, like, it felt like the ending. It felt like the end of an episode. I'm nitpicking here, and I'm remembering all, like, again, like 6 hours of this TV show I just watched that was one episodic story, and trying to express it in words what I witnessed with my eyeballs. I'm weird. I'm a little weird right now. I might be over-caffeinated or under-caffeinated. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I liked it. I liked Peacemaker. I thought it was a fun show. If you like Suicide Squad, if you like James Gunn's work, his body of work, all the way back from Romeo and Juliet, all the way up until, well, Peacemaker, it's a fine piece of his work, and I think it does, like, it allowed him to stretch out a little bit, like, you know, he is a weirder filmmaker. If you go back to his time with Troma, his Slither, Super, he's done, like, these dark, weird things, and I think Marvel kind of made him tone it all down for Guardians of the Galaxy, which is fine. It's a fine movie. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. But I think DC let him just be James Gunn. Let Gunn be Gunn, and he was able to play a lot more. And if you're a person who, you know, does want to avoid vulgarity, nudity, and violence, this is a show you don't want to watch. I was actually surprised the first episode, there is nudity. And I'm like, whoa, what? This is a comic book. This is DC. Like, this is actual DC. This isn't like DC import. This is an actual, like, prime, like DC extended universe movie. And yeah. Hey, look, boobs. And they're sprinkled throughout. There's a lot more in a later episode. Of a white supremacist. You get all of a white supremacist. Most of it's a little hard. Like, they're naked. They're definitely naked, and the shot is a frontal shot, and they're not like wearing a cover, but it's the way their legs are posed. There's shadows, so it's hard to tell. Not that I was super looking. It sounds like I was like pervy, but I wasn't. The scene, it's just like they're actually doing something in the scene. So it's not like it's just a quick flash and then like it lingers for like a minute on this person because it's them getting ready, and you find out that they're an actual, like, member of the white supremacist group that is in this show, because Peacemaker's father is the White Dragon, who is a supervillain in his own right, and he is gathering his troops after he got out of jail. It's, again, like, also Eagly. I for some reason, I just want to talk about Eagly right now. Like, in part of my Eagly, I want to talk about Eagly. I love Eagly. Eagly's awesome. I wish I had a pet eagle that could hug me. I wish I had a pet anything that could hug me. Ah! But yeah, Peacemaker, it's a great show. I enjoyed it. If you've never seen it before, it's on HBO Max. Check it out. it's worth the time. It's worth, it's a good, entertaining 6 hours. Again, if you like James Gunn's work, it's worth checking it out. He's a quality filmmaker. He knows what he's doing, and he does a very good job crafting this story, because he does write all 8 episodes, and he directs 5 of them. So he is very much still like the sculptor of this world, because it's that continuation of the Suicide Squad. Also, you get to hear some other DC heroes swear. Yep. Well, you get to hear other heroes swear, because characters from the Prime films do show up at one point to interact. So yeah, overall, I just wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on Peacemaker, because I just finished watching it. If there's any shows you think I should check out that I haven't, I know there's the Pam and Tommy thing on Hulu. It interests me. I'm curious about it. I just, again, have not sat down with it. Yeah. Tomorrow, my new video goes up. It is the last episode of me talking about kids' films. I think it's Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf and Osmosis Jones. I could be wrong. That could have been the video that just went up last week, but I'm pretty sure it's Osmosis Jones and Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. So check that out tomorrow when it drops. That'll be right away, at midnight, I think. I just have them set to go off right away in the morning. I don't have, premieres or anything, because who the hell's watching a premiere of any of my videos, right? Right! Check out the video I did on Friday when I watched the movie Dead Snow. It's a decent, weird review. Check that out. Check out Peacemaker. Check out other videos on the channel. Yeah. That is all I've got. I'm just baiting. Am I done? I'm not done. I'm still talking. Of course I'm not done. I've only been talking for 17 minutes. Psh. I should be done. I don't edit these, so I should be done. But yeah, check out Peacemaker. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Hopefully, fingers crossed, and I know I've said, I'm totally going to watch this and do a review on it, because I want to, but I'm really hoping that either Friday or Saturday, Friday night or Saturday morning, I'm going to go check out Cyrano. It is the new movie. It's a musical, and it stars Peter Dinklage, and I'm really interested in it. I do want to check that one out. So hopefully I get a chance to go see it sometime this weekend, maybe Sunday. I don't know. I know I have plans Saturday night, so I'm not going Saturday night, but I could go Saturday morning before my plans. That is an option. But yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Don't miss any other content. I'm Martin Primos. This is Rank the Movies. Have a good one.